Welcome back to another episode
Hey.
of Growing Together.
Welcome back.
How have your week been?
Good. Well, we've still had the holidays, haven't we? So last weekend we were still in the kids' Easter holidays. So we went camping again.
Yeah, so it's worth not packing your stuff away.
Yes, we did, and it is away now, to be fair. It's definitely packed away now.
So it's after the summer?
Yeah, till after summer. So yeah, we went camping. That was lovely. We still had one of the days, you know what it's like with commitments, to come back. Lexi had rehearsals for Flamenco.
Yeah, she's got a performance.
Yes, she's got Sevillanas in Pilar this week. So
what is Sevillanas?
Sevillanas is, I think it's a traditional flamenco dance. I think it originated in Seville, and then it's celebrated mostly. I can't believe I actually know this. So, me saying it, I feel like this is bad, but it's genuinely not. Actually, I think I could be wrong, but it's all about confidence, isn't it? Say it with your chest. Say with confidence, and people believe it. Yeah, and it's mostly celebrated at the fairs. I think it's like the May fairs.
Because with the horses,
so they have. So it's usually a couple of weeks after Easter. So the May fairs, the horses, the carriages. They have the little casetas, which are all like little tents set up with little bars made, and they do tapas and obviously drinks and music, and then there's flamenco dancing, traditional Sevillana dancing, guitars, the boxes.
So is that always on the 1st of May?
I don't think it's always celebrated on the 1st, because today, well, the 1st of May is usually, it's actually a holiday for the workers, isn't it?
Yeah, Dia Laborados.
Yeah,
Dia de los Trabajadores.
So the celebration of the May Fair, I think it's just the May Fair. I don't know if it's just fallen on this week.
Yeah, it's just, I was just thinking, because you said like the performance or the show or whatever it is at 10 o'clock tonight, and it's like, so today's the bank holiday, but tomorrow everything's back to normal. So it's like the kids are at school. So why did they not do it last night?
Yeah.
Because today's the
It's so Spanish, isn't it, though? Yeah. I feel like
save it for the weekend.
Yeah, but I feel like we're the only ones who have kind of questioned the time. For them, it may be. I don't think they eat dinner till that time, do they?
Yeah.
So for them, it's not so late.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't know.
I get it. I know that.
I think it's late. I've had to have Lexi have obviously a siesta to prepare for like 10 o'clock performance.
I get that. Like Spanish typically eat dinner later, and their kids generally stay up a bit later. But to go to like a show, like as an adult and as a kid at 10 o'clock it starts.
Yeah.
There's no way you're home and in bed and asleep before 1 o'clock.
Easy, because she's got
1 o'clock in the morning is late.
Yeah. Then she's got to get up, and she's at a digital course at school actually, so she's there from 8 o'clock.
What's that?
Just this digital course thing that was offered
extra.
Yeah, it was just offered to like so many students, and she wanted to do it, and she's got in, and it's like a month's course where she goes an hour before school and does like a digital course learning
computers. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. 8 o'clock in the morning is not cool.
Well, I suppose.
No, I don't. Mitch takes her because he does the gym anyway, so it works out well. But she's fine getting up. Obviously, tomorrow is going to be a bit touch and go.
Yeah, of course. But secondary school starts at 8 here, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
It's early, like
and 10 to 8 or 5 to 8. Like, I know it sounds stupid, but that 10 minutes makes a difference.
Yeah.
That's early.
I remember thinking, like, when I moved here, like, geez, that's early.
Yeah. But it's been well, it's the commitments anyway, so it's leaving a lot coming up to it, which I understand, because they have to rehearse, and they have to you know, they've got dress rehearsals, and then they've got position rehearsals, obviously got general rehearsals, and and then we're preparing for this week then, because we're going away again. We're taking the kids back to England to watch a football match, and that is like an early birthday present. So that'll be nice. We're going to London to watch West Ham, a football match. I've never been to one, so that'll be exciting. Like, you know, like a one like that.
Yeah, it's not just a trip back to England. Like, you're going to do something like together.
Yeah. So that'll be nice. Morgan's asked if he can go on a double-decker bus. Bless him.
Casey did the same thing when we went back. I think it was like the January before last. And we went to London. I'd got him tickets to Blippi.
Yeah.
Like, this might have been 2 years ago. No.
Dog.
No.
Oh,
You're thinking about Brum. Was it Brum, that old car show? That was from when we was younger.
Oh, it's Flippy then, a train.
A train.
What is it? I don't
A man?
What is it? Oh, the man with the hat. Oh.
Your kids are older, I'll let you off. That's so bad, isn't it? Oh my God, that was the one even close. This must have been probably more than 2 years ago, actually. It was the year before. It was the January before I got pregnant. So, yeah, Kaysen loved Blippi on TV, YouTube, whatever it is. And then I'd seen that he was performing in London in like a small theatre. So I booked us tickets. Rick actually ended up coming as well. So we all went back to London for 2 nights. But yeah, we went to Blippi. What else did we do? Did we go to Frozen then? We might have even gone to Frozen on stage, or it was either Frozen or we'd gone to Elf. One of them.
Yeah.
It was Elf, actually.
Did you do
Rick
the
was
bus?
with us.
Did you get on it?
Yeah, we did.
Did you?
Yeah, because he wanted.
Is it good?
We went on the bus because we went near Buckingham Palace and stuff. So yeah, we found a double-decker bus. And then we went on the tube. But we went on like loads of different types of things.
We did this when Mason was very young. We went back to London and did all the typical touristy, attractions of London. And we did and we were lucky actually when we was at Buckingham Palace. There was a helicopter that had landed. Well, we imagining it like watching a helicopter come down. No, it wasn't. This was me and Mitch holding on to Mason because it was that obviously strong.
Oh yeah, you forget about the wind.
It was blowing us, and literally we were holding on to Mason onto these railings, watching it like wow.
Like, oh my God,
a good memory. But yeah, we did all that typical thing, and
it's funny how they want to go on like a bus.
Morgan did say he wants to do the double-decker bus. Again, I know it sounds stupid, but I'm imagining it how it was when I went with Mason. And although it wasn't so long ago, it was still like 15 years ago. Well, it is actually quite a long time ago. And a lot could have changed since then of how I remember it last as well. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm a bit apprehensive of that because obviously we're in I'm like, we're in our comfort zone. We're in like a city, aren't we?
This is not camping.
So yeah, we've got that to come. So I'm really excited. It was a bit of an arse ache, to be fair, with the match because they say plan ahead, do all that. So we did, and flights and all that, and then the match date changed.
That's so annoying.
So because of that, I had to then look for new flights because it didn't coincide with the match time and us leaving and
And you need 5 flights.
It was long. Well, 4 of us because Mason's not coming to this one, to be fair. But it's still enough.
Still a lot of people.
Enough. So that was long. But anyway, it's done, and it's not going to ruin it because we're going to have a nice time.
Yeah.
But still, it's there.
Yeah.
Very annoying. So no, we've got a lot to look forward to. But at the same time, it's a lot, like it's nice, but I feel like I'm not got time to just sort stuff out and wash and and sort my house out and that kind of thing.
Yeah, because you just got back from camping.
Yeah,
then you're
constant.
going.
It's like
going next week.
Like that sort of thing. And as much as I try and hold it back, like oh, it's all right, don't worry about it. It does my head in.
Yeah,
it drives me insane.
Yeah, it is hard when you just don't feel like you've got everything together and you just feel rushed. And there's nothing worse than going away when you feel rushed and things aren't sorted.
Well, we said that before, didn't we, about how we like to tidy up before we go because it's nice. Anyway, we don't want
when you come back,
you got enough to deal with.
Exactly.
But yeah, I just feel like I haven't had enough time with different holiday days, the kids off, us going away. And I don't want to take the fun out of that because we're going away, and you know what I mean. But yeah, as much as I have tried to do there's more important things in life than that's clearing, tidying.
Yeah,
in reality, I've got to keep on, or not just me. We all do it as a family, but we've got to keep on top of it because it just does matter.
And that's the truth. Like there is more important things than a tidy house, but for our own sanity, like for us to be okay and to relax and be happy and go lucky, whatever it is. It's hard when the house is a mess. And like I say, it depends what mood I'm in, because some days I'm like, oh well,
yes,
I can deal with it for a day or two, like whatever. But then some days it's like I literally just want to explode.
Yeah.
The house is driving me mad.
Exactly that. And then I'm just going to one with everyone like that. But I'm lucky enough, to be fair, and I think you are really, that Mitch is the same.
Yeah.
Mitch can't, with Liam, Mitch can't sit still in a messy house kind of thing. It would drive him insane too. So sometimes we have days where he's more doing stuff and I'm not, and I am, and then he's not, and sometimes literally we both get on it and just smash it out.
Yeah,
and we
it's
can sit
true.
there.
Like I say, if like, because I hear people moan about it all the time, like their blokes don't help, and it's like you just, unless if you're a stay-at-home mum, that's a little bit different. But then at the same time, watching kids is a bloody full-time job as well.
It is
So,
harder.
but if you're both working, you're both looking after the kids. You should both take like, you know, take the chores like you say. It's not all always even.
Team.
Because even last night, Liam ended up cooking and putting everything away, doing the dishwasher and putting Casey to bed. So I definitely did less last night, but then this morning I got up and I cleaned the whole house.
Yeah.
So it's like it comes and
like
goes.
a tag team thing as well as doing it as a joint thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But it certainly helps having that that team member to help it, you know, because it would be longer if not, wouldn't it?
100%.
And sometimes it helps me to motivate me too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if I'm more or less, I can't really be bothered, but I know he's really getting into something, I'm like,
you feel guilty.
Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm like, oh, well, I'm not feeling it, so he can get on with it. Or sometimes I'm like, right, come on, Charlotte, let's just do something.
Yeah, I'm the same. Sometimes I'm like, you know, I've had enough. You do it today.
But you've cracked on this week, haven't you?
Yeah, we've got loads done this week. So Cason's actually just been in London talking about London.
Well, for what? Not
just off on his holidays by himself. No, so obviously he's banging to Minecraft at the moment. It's been all he's talked about for probably 6 months or more. He's got the bag, the shoes, the clothes, the Lego, the everything. He's just obsessed on the PlayStation and everything. So I mean, I like that they're into something and stuff, and it's quite creative. He builds all these different things. He's got this village on his PlayStation that he's created, and it's like he's even built like this, a bit like a roller coaster, and it goes all around his village and comes back, and he's built a big chicken shop and a prison and a house, and it
reminds me of, like, do you remember when we used to have like Roller Coaster Tycoon or the
Sims and stuff? It's literally like proper old school game like that. I mean, Liam can't stand it purely because of like it just looks like a 80s game. It's so blurry because of the blocks. Like, so he don't like the pixelated thing of it. That's it. That's what it is. So it's like it's not going to change. But no, it is good like for creative and stuff. And like I say, he's proper into the Lego sets, and he's doing like 10 age plus Lego sets all by himself. So
he showed me when didn't he?
Yeah.
I had clearly no idea when he did. What's this? I was like, no, duck. He was like, no, it's
a chicken jockey.
Whoever it is.
I know I've learned loads of words and all the different types of materials and ingots and iron pickaxes and all. Anyway, so they created this like Minecraft experience, but the first one we saw was in Texas. So obviously he's like, I'd like to go Texas. To go to...
I thought you meant you went to one when you was
no, we did go to one when we was over. Me and Liam went to Arizona, but no, he'd seen that online that they've created an experience in Texas.
Of course, we'll just pop over to Texas.
So I was like, so maybe. And then my mum called me
Nanny to the rescue.
a couple of weeks ago and was like, I've just seen that they've opened one in London. So, like, does he want to go? Can I take him? I was like, yeah. So she literally, the day she saw it, I think she booked the flights to go straight back to England. So
brilliant.
Yeah. So she messaged me dates, and we kind of lined it up a little bit with Easter. And it was nice because my auntie and her daughter, who's 6 months difference to Kason, that lives up in Barcelona, she went back as well. So they all went together. So yeah, he went back to England with my mum for 3 nights, and they literally every time I spoke, well, I didn't even really speak to him because he didn't want to talk to me. But every time I was messaging her, they were at the park.
Oh yeah, because it's been nice over there.
Yeah, they've had nice weather, and they got like an Airbnb right next to a swing park, like a proper English big park, you know, because we've got the weather and we have crap parks. It's so bloody annoying.
It is annoying.
But yeah, he was just constantly at the park, which was really nice. And then they went to this, they actually went to Portsmouth as well. So the day they got there, they got the train down to Portsmouth. They went to see my nan and granddad. They saw Rick and Connor, my brother, because he just bought his new house. So they went and visited his new house. So yeah, they went to Portsmouth, then they come back up to London, went to the experience and stuff, which he said was really, really good. Yeah, and then while he was away, we done up his bedroom for him. So all Minecrafting.
There's Minecraft,
obviously.
Yeah.
So when he come back, so yeah, no, it was really nice actually. Like I'd had the idea to do it for his birthday, which isn't until August. And then when I knew he was going away for a couple of days, I was like, now's the best time to do it, because I can't do it overnight while he's asleep.
No.
Like there's stuff that needs to be done, and it would ruin the surprise, because he's probably not going to be away, and I didn't know what was the plan around his birthday. So I thought, no, I'll take advantage of him being away for a couple of days.
Very nice as well.
So I've been watching things for like weeks and putting things in like my baskets and stuff. And I was really excited. That's like proper up my street. I like doing things like this. So yeah, I got him like a green rug that looks like a grass block.
Yeah.
And then what else did we get? I'd had a couple like shelves and things that I'd just never put up, and like for Christmas, I think I got him a PlayStation controller, like fluorescent light that we just never put up and stuff. So, I mean, first and foremost, I had to clear all the crap out of his room, like all the toys that you don't play with. So I did that like a week or two before.
There's clearing, and then
this was like empty every drawer, like take me like 2-3 days, like cleared all the toys that he's just too old for now. So yeah, I did all that first, and then I was able to move things around, put things away properly in the right drawers. And then, so I got him Minecraft duvet, and then we put something on the wall to put all his toys on. I'd got him it's actually a bookshelf, like one that goes, but so he can store all his Lego. So when he builds them, he doesn't have to take them apart. So it displays all his Minecraft Lego.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
Rather than, because they've got them like Kallax units from IKEA with all the drawers, but it's like if you put something in there, it's just going to fall apart or smash. So yeah, I went for a bookshelf in his like little walk-in wardrobe, and then I got him new bookshelves as well, actual like the bookshelves, because we had good ones in his bedroom, but in the walk-in wardrobe he had like the shelf ones that they just all fall off. So we did that, put up a mirror. But yeah, I made him because he's got like a walkway into his walk-in wardrobe. I had the idea, because I'd seen it on Pinterest, to make it like it's like a portal in this game. It's the Nether portal. So I got this party string that you get that goes the doorway string. And then I made a sign. It took me bloody age out to cut all the card out, cut all the
that.
Yeah, I made that.
Good.
Yeah. So obviously I bought the string, the fluorescent purple string. But then I had to buy like the black card, the purple card, and then I traced the letters.
That's good.
And then had to cut it all out and put it together.
That is good. No,
I made that.
I'm gonna just better look at it. It is good.
So he's got that over his doorway, which looks really smart. And then and
just the idea of it, like
for him, like it's walking through the portal, exactly. Exactly. And then I got the 2 torches that he always puts on when he builds things that go on the wall. I nearly paid 15-20 quid per torch, and then found them on Shein for like $8.99 each.
There you go.
I was like, perfect.
There you go.
And they're great because he can like hook it off the wall and like walk with it, and then he can hook it back on the wall.
That's good.
And then a sword and a pickaxe, which again we've put so he can hang it on the wall and take it off to play with it. So yeah, and then what else? Oh, I bought like wooden letters from the Chinese shop. Like they come all cut out and like the thick ones.
They're already I know what you mean.
And then I hand painted like different shades of green blocks all on them.
Did you paint that? I can't believe that she's actually done this. Have you?
Yeah, every evening while he was away, I'm sat like crafting, putting all this together.
That is really good.
So
that is really good.
It actually came out pretty decent, I must admit.
It is good.
Yeah.
I didn't do that with my kids' ball. I just bought them a sticker with graffiti. I was like, I'm going to get someone to graffiti on it. It took long, and I thought, no, I'm just going to buy the sticker. So I just bought a graffiti sticker.
Yeah. There's all things like that as well.
Not like the you. My mum probably wishes I had, because she's really graphic.
Yeah, your mum's really good at stuff like that.
I am not.
I am if I've got the stuff, and sometimes things pay off and they come out good, but I have tried a few things and it's just flopped. So it is hit and miss. And in my head I was going to get all the different pots of green paint and paint the creeper, like the green head thing on the wall. That was my idea. But then when I was looking on Shein, I found like a material poster. So then I ended up just buying that, which was so much better, because even hand painting them little letters,
right, I see,
you can't get everything perfectly straight. So yeah, I saved myself doing a massive job.
It was good, yeah.
So yeah, doing all that and putting it all out, it looks really smart. And then we filmed his reaction when he came in. He was like, "Oh my god!" So it's great because they're at that age. They do still get really excited for stuff.
We've done a few like makeovers, you know what I mean, and they've really loved it. It's their space, isn't it? So,
I used to love it. I swear when I was younger, I'm probably only a little bit older than Kaysen, because I actually vividly remember doing this a little bit in England, and obviously I moved to Spain at 11, and I definitely did it when I was here. Is like every now and then I just move all my furniture around.
I'm not so bad at that. My sister-in-law is a bit like you with that. Like every change, every time I go around there, something's changed or moved or painted or decorated or whatever. I'm not so much. You know, I've lived in my house like 12 years, and I think I only put a frame on the wall like 2 weeks ago. I'm not that. I'm not that bothered by it.
You have done like the kids' rooms.
Oh yeah,
probably more than the house.
The kids' rooms have been done multiple times. To be fair, and it is nice. I do like doing it. Yeah. And sometimes I like what's it called? Upcycling stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? Of whether we've got something in the house, like a unit or whatever, you know, and you do something with it. And I think, that was it. Morgan had this shelf thing he had, and he used the colours of what we'd painted on the wall, and he wanted to do something on the shelf, so he'd painted, and then he'd like flick white paint, you know, like just his own little thing. But you know, I think sometimes things like that where you've painted those things, it's a nice feeling too. And when their reaction comes in and they just absolutely love it, it's their space.
Well, I did panic because the Nether portal is the entrance to like the underworld, the dark bit where the monsters are.
Oh, well, you did.
So I thought, what if like I'm just gonna give him nightmares now because he thinks that like all the monsters on the other side of his wall. And I thought, shit. After I'd put it up, I was like, this could go bad.
This could go the other way. Yeah,
this could be bad. But luckily,
he's gonna be scared through.
Literally, as he got home, I was thinking, oh shit, that wasn't a good idea. But no, touch wood, it was all good. He's happy. He's enjoying it.
Yeah, but even with the clear out stuff, whether it's clothes or toys or which I try to keep on top of, but again, they've just got so much stuff. It's unreal. We do car boot sales actually.
Do you?
Yeah, we really enjoy it.
Where do they do them here then?
They've got one. I think they've gone that way towards like Guadamar way.
So you can just rock up.
Well, no, you can't just rock up. Luckily, we know someone who has like a pitch and can get a pitch. But I think it's usually just to get like random pitches, because these people who go like every week, they pay for like monthly for their little area. Do you know what I mean? Right. I think you can if you pre-talk with someone. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
It's not a proper English thing, isn't it?
It is, and that I don't get me wrong, it's nothing like that. It's nothing like England when you've got like bouncy castles and burger bands. Yeah. Just that's the best. But it's not like that. No, we do it because they just have so much stuff, and we like to.
And a lot of it is decent,
recycle, isn't it? In a way,
yeah. So a lot of it is decent. So if you can sell stuff, it's better than just spinning it.
Yeah. And we enjoy it. The kids enjoy it.
Yeah.
They actually really do enjoy it.
Well, and then got about
and counting how much they've earned from their stuff.
Yeah.
Because most of it is their stuff.
Yeah. And then do they keep that?
Well, usually they'll keep some of it.
Yeah.
And then some of it will obviously go towards buying them new stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because that's the whole reason we've had the clear out. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then we need to kind of sort out what else. Not necessarily toys, because they kind of get accumulated over time, whether it's
gifts and
birthdays, like general gifts, Christmas, that sort of thing.
I might have to get some more information about that then, because I've done the clear out in my hallway for probably the last 3 weeks since I cleared his room out. There's about 7 bags of toys. I've already put 3 big bins worth of stuff away for Hayden to keep, but then it's like I look in his room and it's really bare, and then I'm like, that's nice because things can be put away. But then I'm also thinking, have I, you know, when you're in them moods and you just want to clear, and have I overly chucked too much stuff away? So I'm like,
empty.
So I'm like doubting myself a little bit, so I've left it there. I mean, he hasn't even gone over to it, so
obviously mine do the opposite of that. I end
up usually they end up picking things out, and it's like, you haven't played with that for 5 years. What you want about?
I love this toy, you're not throwing it out. You didn't even know it was in there. You've never asked for it.
But luckily it's there. So I was just going to put it all on Facebook. I've actually took all the photos before I even put it in the bag.
Well, that's
ready.
it. I was going to say social
so
media.
That is the next
and
best
vintage.
thing. Yeah.
I put a lot of my
I've
clothes.
never used vintage.
Honestly, Bill, if I haven't got my phone up, but if I went on my app, and I'm not very good with it, to be fair, but what I've put on there. So basically, I give like my time a time limit. So I'll put it on vintage and toys, which I didn't realise, only because my sister-in-law told me, because she's got obviously younger kids.
Yeah.
Vintage for toys. She's bought like, I don't know, Spidey bits or whatever they are. I didn't realise even that, like a big thing like that. So even that could go on there.
Yeah.
Somewhere like vintage. But yeah, sorry, I was going to say. So yeah, I usually kind of try to give myself a time. Otherwise you end up with fucking bags everywhere. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I give my time of it going on there, of what can go on there. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And then I'm like, right, we need to a car boot and kind of try and smash it out and get rid of it. And our kind of rule is we don't come back with anything.
Yeah.
It's gone. Everything's gone. We're not putting anything back in the car to come home with. It is going.
So what if it doesn't sell?
I will sell it.
All right.
Do you know what I mean? It'll be at the end like a proper Del boy, like, right, 50 cents, you know what I mean? Like, literally, it is gone, you know?
Get the deal today.
Yeah, because by the end, And a lot of them know that. They're there every week, so they know by the end if they just wait. Like, I don't care in a way, because that's fun. We're all in here to benefit, and we'll all help.
I love a good clear out, like, especially when, like, things just pile up and then you almost can't even put things away because you just don't have the space anymore. So it's like to clear loads of crap out of the way. But like I say, at the moment I'm in between of clearing it, deciding what to do with it. Sometimes I'll give Liam a bag and he'll drop it at a charity shop. Or sometimes I'll just put it in a bag by our bins, because we get the guys that drive around. And there's one guy we always talk to. So if I see his car, I'm like, oh, got some stuff.
Yeah.
And give him bits.
Because
like I don't want to throw a lot of it away, because some of it is like, it's just, we don't want it anymore. It's not because it's crap. Obviously there's a lot of bits of toys and stuff, so anything that's like broken or missing stuff, then that will go in the bin. But everything else I do try to give. But like a lot of his stuff's like, it's all Paw Patrol stuff, so it's like, I could actually sell that and get something for it. So that's the plan. But
the thing with I was just thinking then, with clearing out, when you were saying about keeping stuff with Hayden, that was one thing I found quite hard when it came to some of the boys' things, because things like wrestlers and Hot Wheels cars that I've had since Mason was tiny, that we've kept through the years and added on to through Mason growing up and Morgan growing up. And then when it came to a time of, no, I don't want to play, I don't play with them anymore, I don't want them, I was like, so what? Like obviously Morgan, because by then it was obvious Mason didn't want to play with them. And I was like, you don't want to just keep them just in case, you know, like if Lex is playing Barbies, you might want to, you know, like get your rest. No. You sure?
And it's like,
sure you don't
Morgan's probably getting to the age where like the toys just get smaller and smaller, and like they don't really have much toys anymore. It's all other stuff. So like their rooms
that
become
was
empty.
A hard thing to actually get rid of them. You know what I mean? Because you know they're there, but then like you say, you've got to come to a point of clearing out. You know, and sometimes I can't keep just boxes. I've kept the cars because of my nephews to play, and I think I might give them the wrestlers or the hell, you know, them kind of things. You know what I mean? But that was hard.
It's hard.
That was hard.
Some of the sentimental stuff. But it's like even the clothes. So it's like Casey's growing out of stuff, and like you say, we kept some of like the more expensive stuff or the stuff that he never really wore. So I've got bits that I'm getting back out now for Hayden, but Casey's now like 6, nearly 7. His age clothes are like 7 to 8. If he's grown out of something, am I really going to keep that for the next 4 or 5 years until Hayden grows into it?
Mason and Morgan were 6 years.
So what do you do?
I think I give a box to...
You gave me a box of stuff.
Loads of stuff.
But that was after Morgan had already got older.
Oh, then I don't know. Maybe I'd kept it. I thought, what's the point in this? Just do it.
At the moment I've got a few bits.
Some stuff I've kept, actually. I haven't actually done it yet, bearing in mind Mason's only 18, but I have kept some stuff from all of them. I haven't done it yet. To make a blanket. So they've got a back there, back there, and the intention. Like your intention was to get a blanket made. Obviously it was really when they were younger to have the blanket, but now it would just be more to fold up and kind of keep away in my
it'd be for you more than them. No, I kept a few things for Kaysen, and and my nan made a pillow. So
I like that
he's
idea.
got a pillow in his bedroom, 2 pillows in his bedroom, but one specifically with all bits of his clothes from when he was like a baby.
Exactly like that.
So yeah, I've got a handful bits and bobs here and there that I'm putting away, but I just don't see the point of keeping casing stuff now.
It's a long time to.
And look, if it's something nice, then fair enough. But like a lot of it's just like
bits and bobs,
cheap Primark t-shirts that he's growing out of that have been washed 100 times. Like, is there any?
It's all right keeping it, but sometimes by the time you go to use it, by the time you get them out, they're actually, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're
manky. Got to them and
exactly. So
yeah,
no, I think like I say, I'll just put away some bits, but then it's also remembering where you've stored them, bringing them back out at the right age so they fit. It's like it's actually a hassle.
Yeah, I've done that before. You know, like the change.
I missed it. Oh damn!
Doesn't fit you.
Exactly. It's so annoying, but yeah. So I feel better now. His room's all cleared out, and we managed to get all that done because of the blooming blackout we had.
I know.
Luckily, Liam had his power drill.
The world was
and
ending.
He had nothing else to do, so I was like, "Get in that bedroom and put up."
Get in that bedroom and get your drill out.
Yeah.
Get your batteries in and get your drill out. Right?
Exactly. So he put up like 100 screws in his room doing all that stuff. But how weird was that?
That was, well, I'll tell you my experience.
Yeah.
Because obviously we've all got obviously our own little thing of how we kind of realise or came across it, wasn't it? So I was at work, obviously, bearing in mind my work, everything I work with uses electric. Everything. So it wasn't the fact that I was treating a patient and it just went down. It wasn't even like that. I was kind of a little oblivious for a while. So I must have just finished treating a patient. So I'm not using anything of electric, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I've kind of just speaking to her about after the treatment, and come out of the room. And it was only coming out of the room and looking into the reception. Like that's when I more noticed it was dark because I'm on the front. So it's quite a light, natural light room. And I was like, oh, it's dark. And they said, oh, yeah, the electric in the area is off. Well, in Spain, it's not, it's not a new thing.
That happens
every now and then. Someone's electric flicks down on an area, or a house or whatever. Yeah. So I was, all right, okay. As kind of that went on, the next 5 minutes, it came that it was all of Spain. And I was like, oh, like, okay. And then a few minutes later, someone mentioned, oh, and it's some of Portugal as well. I was like, okay, this is a bit weird. Oh, whole of Spain was strange, but this is getting a bit weird. Well, they all said anyway, they don't have any cover on their phone, like Signal or anything like that. But I didn't have a phone. I forgot to take my phone to work. So literally I've got nothing to even try to communicate with anyone.
Yeah.
So I was like, right, well, obviously can't work. So left work, went home. No one was at home and I didn't have any house keys. So now I'm really thinking like, is this like a dream? Because I feel a little bit like, I'm lost on my own. Yeah, like really lost, And so I didn't know what to do. So I was like, right, I've got a few options. So let's go to a few different houses to see if I can find anyone. And on the way, I did end up like crossing Mitch, which was lucky. So we ended up meeting each other and going back home. Got home, got let into my own house. And he then tells me that Lexi has gone with her auntie and her cousins to like a little theme park. Well, my heart has just dropped. You think the worst of the worst, don't you?
So the point you found out, she'd already gone for a while. So for all you know,
I've been at work all morning.
They could have travelled there while the power was still on. And it happened while
I'm imagining she's there in
upside down on a roller coaster.
I'm even imagining a roller coaster that isn't even there. Like the highest of the highest in the world. Do you know what I mean? She's allowed
tall enough.
Exactly. I'm thinking like it's not even possible really. But yeah, that she's stuck. The thing is, I'm imagining she's on her own. She's not going to even been on her own, is she? So all these worst things that you can imagine. Obviously, that was the worst thing for me, was the no communication.
You can't even reach Ashley.
So I couldn't communicate with anyone.
Yeah.
We had ideas of obviously just flying up places. Like we can't just be driving around like nutters. Do you know what I mean? Let's just stay in one place. I think that's the safest thing to do, is stay in one place.
Yeah.
Mitch had already seen Mason driving around, so we knew he was all right. Yeah. Still working. I don't know how, because it's just obviously, no, I'm joking. He obviously had stuff to do, but he was still obviously doing stuff. He was okay. So I was all right, let's just stay in one place. So we kind of tried to relax, if you know what I mean, and just think, there's nothing we can do, and anyway, she was fine. Later on, she was they'd gone back home.
You found she found out that it happened as they got there, so that's lucky.
Having got there, obviously, Auntie decided, obviously I'm not going to go in. just go home. So she just went, she thought the same thing, let's just go home.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that was that. Everything was okay. Everyone was safe. No, she wasn't stuck in the air. And then it was kind of a realization of, oh, we've been away. I haven't been shopping. We've got nothing to eat. Like, even if we had some in the fridge because it's off, we, you know, like, because, is it going to be okay? We don't actually have anything. So people freaked out a little bit. So when I got to, when we did go to the shop, it was a bit like, oh,
mayhem.
Yeah, like, there isn't anything really to buy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Luckily for us, I think most people in Spain, have a barbecue. Coal, gas.
Yeah.
So we think, I don't know.
Yeah.
But so that was an option for us anyway.
Yeah.
I know my in-laws didn't have that option. I think theirs was like ready-made salad wraps, you know, like
whatever doesn't need cooking.
Exactly that. But it was a little bit of a strange feeling of what's going on.
Yeah.
Like not having, for me, the worst thing was the signal of the phone.
Yeah.
Other than that, it could have carried on for days.
You was quite happily
I was
at home.
happy. It was just that communication,
Yeah.
to be fair. I think once all my lot were home, I was better. It was more my mum and dad. I think I was a little bit worried. I don't know why I was worried, because what's going to happen, really?
Yeah. But
You know what
just,
I mean?
it's just that weird feeling of not being able to reach people.
It was a bit.
Yeah.
It was strange. What, like, because your work is obviously, so was it while you were working? Was it?
Yeah. So I had meetings all morning and I had planned meetings all afternoon. So in the middle of the day, I took like an early lunch break. Liam went out and because he had one job to do. So I was at home with the baby because obviously Cason's in England. So yeah, it was just me and Hayden for a little bit. And then we were watching TV and then I took him in the garden. And then when I come back in, the TV was off. So I thought it just turned itself off because it's got like a timer thing.
Like an energy saver thing.
So I'm pressing the button. I couldn't get the TV back on. I thought, that's weird. Maybe the battery's died. So I'm using different remotes. And I'm like, God, the TV's bloody broke. I was like, that TV didn't last long. We only got that like a year ago, whatever it was. So I'm thinking, oh shit, the TV's actually broke. So nothing else, like to say that all the blinds are up, the light is the middle of the day.
Yeah,
So
it's bright.
I didn't realise with anything else. And obviously I'm with Hayden, who's at a really annoying age. So you can't even do anything else but be with him. So
you can't even look away. Then
yeah, literally, like, and having to chase him everywhere because he's like crawling like everywhere. So yeah, it took me ages. Like the TV, I couldn't get the TV on. And then I wasn't looking on my phone because obviously I was with the baby. So then what happened? It was probably about another hour. No, not even that long, probably maybe about half an hour. And I come into this room to grab nappies and I flicked the switch and the light didn't come on. And I was like, oh, the power's gone. That's why the TV don't work. So I've got,
again, in Spain, electric going.
It's
not really a thing of, oh my God, my electric's gone.
No, it's like, oh, the electric's tripped. All right. And then I thought, normally it's when like you're plugging something in that house trips. It's not normally just goes off by itself. So I went and looked at the switchboard thing and none of the switches were down. So I was like, okay, it's weird. So I switched them all off, switched them all back on. It's like, this is weird. Can't get it back on. I was like, oh, well. And then I tried to call Liam and it wasn't ringing. I don't think at that point I realised I had no signal. I think I just thought, oh, maybe I haven't got credit or something. And then afterwards I realised I had no signal because I tried to call him on a normal call and then I tried to call him on like a Facebook call and it didn't work. And then I could see that there was no signal. So I was turning my phone on and off airplane mode. And I don't think I've like thought to myself, why do I not have signal? I think
no, because
I think it maybe I just
like
thought
a slow process realisation.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Like,
and I thought, well, if I've got no electricity, I've probably got no Wi-Fi. So I didn't even click. So anyway, half an hour, whatever it was, it's about an hour in total. Liam come back through the door and he went, I went, oh, the electricity's gone. And he went, yeah, I know, I've just come from Murcia and it's all down there. And I thought, oh, it's not just here. It's not these streets. It's as far as Murcia. And I thought, oh God. So sat there with nothing. And then I was like, right, you know, trying to refresh my phone, trying to get on my computer for work, couldn't. And then it was coming up to times I was having meetings and I was like, well, there's nothing I can do. And then we had that was it. Then I was like, right, well, grab your drill out. You might as well get in the room. So we were actually in Cason's room and we heard banging on the front door. So we've come out and it was Amazon, obviously, because our doorbell don't work.
Yes.
So luckily we heard him banging. And then Liam spoke to him and he said it was Spain and Portugal. Because at this point, from the minute we had no power. We had no signal.
Yeah, because there was no.
But some people actually had
Some did
signal for a
in
little
that.
bit
And
longer.
how are they even? I didn't know this. I didn't
Yeah.
have. I
I
had
had nothing. Yeah.
nothing. And even when I went onto my WhatsApp to try and message, just if someone got
Yeah.
people, like you say, people going in and out of
Yeah.
something. Sometimes I was like, at least I can just try to message my mum. Are you okay? She can message
Yeah.
back, thumbs up or whatever. My WhatsApp needed updating. Well, obviously I've got no quiver
Yeah.
to even download anything. Then
I had nothing. It was only the next day I could see people like in the work chat talking, saying, "Oh, power's out." Da, 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 da. So some people had signal, but I literally had nothing.
Same.
So then we were like, right, okay, now we know it's bigger than just here. It's Portugal as well. So I thought that's really weird. What's going on? But I thought, like, say, Spain, whatever. And then this was all probably at about 12 o'clock. This all happened, and then, like, say, we spent a couple of hours in Cason's bedroom sorting all that out. And it got to about 5:30 and I was like, power don't normally cut this long. Like, this is getting a bit extreme now. Like, when's it coming back on? And obviously Casey's in England with my mum. I can't even check that he's okay, but I know he would be okay. And then I said to him, I was like, if this is for the rest of the evening, we've got nothing to eat. And we actually don't even have like torches or we've got the odd candle. I think we had a lighter.
You've got to lie down. Obviously, we didn't come. I'm going to do that.
So, and Hayden was getting restless. So I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to shove him in the car. I'm just going to go to the Chinese shop. Not even because I was panicking, but purely just for something to do.
Yeah.
Literally
Get someone else going out.
Yeah, like you're crawling everywhere. Just stick you in the car. So I went to the Chinese shop and they brought trolleys to the front of the till so that you weren't walking in the shop. Like they brought trolleys of everything that people were going in asking for. And there was like, it was busy. People were buying coal, people were buying torches, candles, people kept coming in asking for radios. Like it was busy.
Wow.
And I was like, I was only going to like for something to do, not even really taking it that seriously. And then I was a bit like, oh shit, like people are panicking and people are like mass buying stuff. So I swung back past home and I said to Liam, I was like, maybe we should probably go shops and get some food.
Maybe we should panic.
Maybe we should panic. Because again, like say, I just assumed at some point it's going to come back on.
We weren't really panicking.
Yeah, I wasn't panicking.
Should we buy as much as everybody else?
Yeah. But then I thought we actually don't have anything to eat and we've pretty much eaten all our crisps. We've got nothing to eat.
Exactly.
We've got no snacks either. So I was like, right, I'll go to the shop, like I say, something to do. Went to the shop and again, like I went past... On the way back from the Chinese shop, I saw Audi had closed. So I was a bit like, oh, shit, okay. Am I even going to be able to get stuff? Luckily, I went to Massy Mass in San Miguel and that was open and that still had lights. They must have had generators and stuff. So, yeah, I just wandered around and grabbed bits and I thought to myself, actually, Liam, you're that fussy. Apart from crisps and chocolate, there's nothing cold that you eat. Stuff. Like, he eats obviously ham sandwiches, but all the baguettes had gone. Mm-hmm. Most of the bread had gone. So I just like literally got snacks. There was nothing more that I could really have got. Luckily, Kason was in England because, again, he's fussy and he probably would have had a meltdown without internet for that long.
Morgan was having a little bit withdrawal.
By the night side.
Headache, bellyache because there wasn't telly on. I don't think that was, but he was like, what we're going to do? There's no telly. And then 10 minutes later, he's like, my belly hurts, my head hurts. Oh, that's it.
Like you say, so I'd got back with the bits and I was like, apart from it being like, a bit inconvenient, like I say, I wasn't that bothered until I was like, I actually can't make a hot bottle for the baby.
Oh.
Like when it first happened, within an hour or two, I made a bottle because we've got them water machines. So there was still a little bit of water in the compartment. But so we managed to get one lukewarmish one out. But by the evening, I can't do nothing. And we used to have gas in the kitchen. Now we have electric. Yeah. So I was like, actually, we give him a hot bottle.
Yeah.
And if he's fussy, which he probably is, then
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do? I mean, I actually tried to give him one that evening, but I think he'd had a little bit of actual food and he had a bit of a temperature actually on the Thursday and the Friday. And he was a bit off. I think teething and stuff. So he didn't really want his bottle, or maybe he didn't want it because it was cold. One of the two. But either way, he was happy enough to go to sleep. So he went to sleep. And then just after he went to bed, then it all come back on.
Yeah, it did. That made us laugh because Lexi obviously was supposed to have rehearsals. It wasn't on. And as we were leaving my sister-in-law's house, was like, right, we're going to the shop, this and the other. And she was like, look, we've got chicken because we can't cook it. So do you want it? Do you know what I mean? I was like, right, we'll take that then. And I know she was really excited for this certain dinner of the chicken, do you know what I mean? And I'm taking that chicken because I can use it in my house, like I'm obviously on the barbecue, whatever. And as soon I was like, we're gonna get home and it's gonna come back on, you know, and I'm gonna really enjoy this chicken. And it did. As soon as we got home, it came on, and I was like, oh, shall I run this chicken back or not?
Well, even though the electricity come back on at about 8, half 8, whatever it was, I still didn't have very good signal
No,
on
I
internet
didn't.
until the next day because it was
Same.
dropping in and out.
Yeah.
So I still wasn't able to do much.
That was the
until
same with
next
our
day.
kids as well. They were like, is the internet back on? They couldn't quite get that the electric was back on, but I couldn't obviously really quite get, but obviously it's a big thing. You know, that the electric's on, but obviously nothing else is really properly going yet. Do you know what I mean?
Forget the kids. I'm trying to put the TV on and I was like, oh yeah, the internet. Like, oh no, like, it's annoying.
But that was a funny thing. Mitch even said, this is when we need a DVD player, a tape player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It literally, he was a bit
weird.
It was a bit of like a lesson from Mitch of a time to sell of all these things, because he's very cash is king, and you know, like no to electric cars, and you know, like, you know, all these Xbox online games and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? He's like, so what are you all gonna do now then, eh? What are you all gonna do? You know, you have to play your offline game because there's no internet. You're gonna have to use your cash because you can't. It was like, all right.
It's true. Like I say, I wasn't even panicking, and we laughed it off. But if they decided to quadruple the price of electric, we'd be
it was
fucked.
a bit of a realization, wasn't it? That
and like, if everyone went and bought all the shit from the shops, and this happened for like a week, what the fuck would we do? At some point, we would run out and we would starve.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit.
It was a bit like that. Because
I can't think about it too much because it does freak me out.
But yeah, but I go up and down like this anyway because of different things. I think I watched it before. I mean, probably from COVID. You know, when they say about storing with jars and tins and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I'm such a, like, I don't know if it's a British thing. I'm such a meat potato kind of salady.
Well, we don't really have like a countries, you know, like Americans just have.
I seem to just I don't know. I mean, it helped that I came back from camping, so I had all my gas stuff. You know what I mean? If I needed it, but obviously we have the barbecue. But it was a bit of a realization of how.
Yeah, I feel like we should probably learn to do some things ourselves.
But electric's a hard one, to be fair, because of.
It's impossible. You can't live without electric. But it did make me think maybe we should have a solar panel.
Do you know, that's the first thing that Mason said when I came through the door. You're all right if you got solar, and I was like, okay. You know what I mean? But he's right.
If you want to install it.
To be fair, our garden was great because all our garden is covered in solar lights. So our garden was lovely and bright, and
you could sit outside.
No, it would have been, but it was the electric was back on by then. But no, the solar definitely would have. But it's definitely a realization for me of learning to live like less.
It's
dependent, I suppose.
Yeah.
I know, again, electric's a
we're
huge
so
thing.
dependent now.
That's a huge thing. That's a huge thing to say, not to depend.
The only people that survive is the Amish people that like make their own butter and everything.
Yes.
Like, because they actually know how to do stuff.
Yes,
and true. Like some of the older generation might know how to do things, but it's like we wouldn't even know how to wash our clothes.
Because we're in such a
clean things.
Digital world, I suppose, aren't we? Is that the right word to use? Like
digital, but also just like since the Industrial Revolution, where everything's machine.
Yeah, exactly.
Machine and electric, and then digital.
Yeah,
it's like we can't actually do anything for ourselves.
Yeah, and then it comes to because
Liam was like, I was like, oh, we should probably get some chickens in the garden or get some vegetables, so at least we've got something. And he went, yeah, I'd be all right. I went, you telling me that you know how to defeather and cut up a chicken? No, you don't. Like, you can cook, but you don't know how to go from that to that. That's another level.
You'd grow the veg to keep the chickens. You wouldn't do anything with the chickens.
Well, yeah, he wouldn't eat the vegetables to start with. And he wouldn't even know how to, like, you could tell him you're going to chop a chicken's head off.
Yeah,
no.
I wouldn't be able to eat meat. I just wouldn't be able to. Yeah. I'd have to have the eggs and that's it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Mitch is already on that anyway. You know, he wants chickens. It's just finding a safe place to have them in my house. Not in my house, in my garden.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I could, and I couldn't do that.
No.
That's the thing that, I know that sounds so stupid, but that's where I'm a little bit like, yeah, I eat meat.
But I don't want to know where it comes from.
No, I just, it's so funny, isn't it? That's a little bit childish in a way, but I'm just like, No, I just like it like that. I don't like it. That's different. They're two different things, aren't they?
Yeah.
But our friend had chickens and she couldn't eat chicken when she had the chickens, could she?
Yeah.
She does eat it now, though.
I think so.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. She said that just having chickens as a pet,
Yeah.
she couldn't then eat chicken.
Well, we had chickens growing up and they used to lay eggs for us in my mum's house.
Yeah. But you use them as you didn't use them as chicken.
I didn't kill them to eat the chicken.
Yeah, but obviously in a world when we're talking like, we're going cave girl a bit, to be fair, aren't we?
No, I think we should know a little bit. Like, we know nothing. Like, if it got to a point where we actually did have to start growing our own stuff, we wouldn't even know where to begin. I couldn't grow a plant, let alone fucking fruit and vegetable.
That's actually quite true.
I do actually feel like even before this happened, I did want to like get something small and start,
I agree.
Experiment, not actually for a real thing to use and
I don't know,
live off my own land.
Well, no, because not as we don't really have the thing here, but same as you. I'd like to do something. I think at the same time as you think you've got her on there, that Stacey Solomon. She is doing a lot with that Sam's Grow Food or whatever. She's really informative of how to do stuff, and it does make me like, oh, I really want to do that and be educated on how to do it. And again, I think for me, it did start from that COVID time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that I ever did. I have bought pots and I've bought seeds and I've got soil.
So you've got everything, you've just not done it.
No. Again, you know me.
I'm the same though. I'd be in the shop, I'd buy it all, but then because I don't know what I'm doing, to actually then go and do the learning, plant it all, that would take me ages.
And now I'm like,
but that's it. I want to do it properly. So if I don't know it all, I just won't do it.
And now I'm like, I think it's too late in the year now, I think. I don't know. I think, you know what I mean? I'm like, it's like, I would love to do it, but I'm not.
Maybe we should learn together.
That could be,
let's
learn.
Help us. Let's learn together. Let's get some green fingers. Let's get the kids involved.
Mama's Bear Grylls.
So that they can learn something and we can survive the apocalypse.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that. Who needs electric?
Oh God, but hopefully it didn't affect you all watching at home too much, because I was thinking about hospitals and stuff like that. But
that's what
I imagine a lot of places have generators and stuff. So let's maybe learn some stuff about growing our own stuff. But thanks for watching again, guys. Another week, and please do continue to like and subscribe.
Thank you.
The support means a lot.
It does.
And we'll see you again next week.
See you on the next.
Bye.
Olé.